Hey everybody, welcome back. We're over here now, and as you can see, I am surrounded by a fabulous, what would you say, guys? Coterie? A fabulous,
Cadre.
a cadre, a fabulous assortment of folks, including the fabulous Will Munn over here to my digital right, who is part of Adept Icarus, who made the Arium game, and we're so excited to welcome him here. But before we do that, let's say hi to all of our friends on YouTube who are just tuning in. Thank you for liking and subscribing and leaving positive comments about the games and all the stuff that we come up with here. We're glad that you're here. All of our folks on
Did we lose Justin?
Hello.
Hi, everybody on YouTube in the future. Apparently, somehow we lost Justin. That is unfortunate. But we are just about to get started here. We are going to go around and introduce our cast before we get going. And I'd like to start things off with the person who's going to be leading us through this strange adventure. And I say strange because we've already kind of started making it, and it's odd. So please introduce yourself.
It's so odd that it broke my internet for just a second.
So yeah, because this game is going to be so hot that your internet exploded.
The internet
Will
exploded.
Please say hello to the Chaos Chorus. Hello. I'm Will. I'm super excited to be here. We're going to do some very interesting and strange role-playing today, so looking forward to it.
Awesome. And over to the left of Captain Mon over here is Evan, Maori Nerd. Say hello.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Evan, I'm Maori Nerd, and I am hyped to play this. We've had a really good chat leading up to tonight, and just recently we've had some really cool developments, and I can't wait to get stuck into it. It's going to be fun. So yeah, pass over.
I do want to make a programming note here. You may notice that normally at the top of these streams we're going in and saying, I'm whatever Colin, I'm going to be playing X character. We're not saying what character we're going to play yet because we don't know yet. We're actually going to find that out as we go along. That's part of the beauty and the fun of the game. Below Evan is my dear friend Di, Balrog911. How you doing? Say hello.
Hello. Now that my tech issues are resolved, I'm actually here. Hi. Yes, I'm Balrog911. Well, you can also call me Diane or Di. I also don't quite know what I'll be playing yet, but there was a joke before we went live about, do I want to commit to this goth joke that I made? And you can see the results of that. So whatever I'm going to be, it's going to be something goth. And that's all I know so far, and I'm excited to build up the rest of this.
Hey, you're the goth. That's all you need to know on Earth. To my right over here, we have Wild Engineer. Welcome, my friend. Say hello.
Yes, hello. Hi, I'm Wild Engineer, he, they pronouns. We'll find out who I'll be playing. Hopefully, good athletic sorts.
Yeah, you came with the guns out, so I hope so, yeah.
Yeah. Is the sun's out where you are?
Yes,
is the sun's out and thus the gun's out?
It's covered by a layer of smoke around here, so...
Ah, yes.
Gotcha.
Step in that one. And I am Colin at Colonomicon, and I'll be playing a guy in a suit jacket. That's what I know so far. But before we get started,
guy number one in suit jacket.
Before we get started, I'm going to toss it back over to Justin to tell us about our sponsors for today. What do we got, Mike?
Hey, everybody, I'm Doc Rimbo. I know exactly who I'm playing today. I just haven't told the rest of the group. I've predetermined it. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I have no idea what kind of crazy mess we're going to get into, but I'm glad here. Before we get started, one more shout out to our sponsors, Helmgast, makers of Cult Divinity Lost, who like to scare Colin. That is the tagline of Cult Divinity Lost. Scare your Colin. And then also big thanks to Modifius, publishers of Star Trek Adventures and Tales from the Loop and Dishonored and other awesome games. We are super excited to have Will here. Will, would you kind of explain what's going on so everybody who's watching knows why we have no idea what's going on?
Absolutely. So that's it's kind of the MO of Arium, right? So with Arium, your group's going to get together and they're going to create the world that you will roleplay in, and they're going to do it in well, I'd like to say you can do it in under 2 hours, which for some groups is a full session and for others it isn't. But in our case, we're going to try and do it even a little bit faster, and we've been prepping in order to get to that point. So, and I think once a group is familiar, it goes pretty fast. And the system is designed in a way that everybody gets a voice, and the best ideas bubble to the top. We combine things to make them better. And then when we get through with that, we'll do a quick round of character creation, and we're going to try and roll through that super quick. And then we will roleplay in this world using the rules from Arium Discover. So I just described create in the beginning, and now then we'll move on and do discover. We'll hit them both. Yeah. So with that in mind, I think we can bring up our board that we've been working on and show folks and maybe tell them a little bit about what we've already decided, because we've been working through this for maybe a couple days now. Can we put the Trello board up?
The board.
Ooh, all right. So we've gone through the first 3 steps of creating this Arium together already. The first step is, what do we not want in this world that we're creating? And we went through and said a few things that we all felt were important. We have some rules around, what does that look like, and how far off do we want to avoid it, or is it just something that we want as an item of discussion if it should happen to come up? I won't get too into it, but we picked, I think, some very relevant and good things to avoid. You can also use that phase to say something like, if you've played in a lot of games with dinosaurs lately and you don't want dinosaurs in your game, you can put dinosaurs there and we won't play a dinosaur game. You could put, if you're playing Star Trek in 3 hours, then you could put Star Trek and know that you're not going to do anything even remotely close to Star Trek. That's the intent of Lacune. The next step is universal, and our group here has come together with some really cool ideas, and the ones that we voted to the top, you can see, are time travel. So we are going to have a time traveling Arium, which also merges with the concept of Breakfast Club Noir, which we put together kind of on the fly, which I think is going to be really fun. And then maybe some of the themes of revolution as well. After we aligned all of that, then we moved on to the next step, and each one of these steps builds on the previous one. So everything that we suggested, or the ideas that we came up with for our big picture section, all come from or are inspired by the previous ideas. And so the ones that we ended up with there are that we're future kids sent back to fix an anomaly in this school or town, and that there is a murder or missing person as part of the central conflict, and the kids are the gumshoes. And then the last thing that we pulled in as well was that the adults are oblivious bystanders to the goings-on of anything outside of the class. Kids are competently trained and sorted into cliques. These cliques may give them certain paths or specialties that they're good at. And yeah, that is where we are so far. So with that said, we've got everybody here. We're ready to move on. We're going to start with cultures and organizations, and I won't spend much time explaining how it kind of works, other than the fact that we're going to set a timer, and then I want our group to start entering. I think I'm going to go with 2 minutes, so you'll have to write fast, and you can write up to 3 ideas. Those ideas should be in the vein of beliefs, heritages, legends, past events, secret groups, schools, institutions. This would be a good place to name our school potentially, or if there's some other type of organization you think is interesting, just to draw back to our lacunae really quick. This is a step where we have to be cautious, right? Let's make sure we're not doing anything that might run over our lines or veils. So be cautious on that. And then with that said, is everybody ready?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to start a timer for 2 minutes. Are you ready? Go.
Born that way.
So we're just adding to the cards then, adding cards.
Yep. Adding cards.
Born ready to use a Trello board?
Oh.
I had a weird childhood, Evan. Shut up. Justin, sorry.
Oh, we're getting some good ones already. This is good. We have 1 minute left.
Typing.
I'm reading these as they're coming in, and some of them are making me chuckle. They're good. These are really good.
In chat, Anna says that we're speed writing. Just kind of
Yeah. You know what?
that's what this game is. It's speed writing.
If chat wants to enter something, I'll type them in for you. Absolutely.
Oh no.
There's a literal student body.
That's making me laugh so much.
There's a literal student
5
body.
seconds. If you're finishing, go ahead and finish. And time is up. Okay. Go ahead and finish typing if you're still typing one. What I would like to do is have everyone read the ones that they wrote, and we'll start at the top and go down the list. So keep it up for the ones that you wrote. So the first one is, who wrote that one? Go ahead and read it.
I think that might be mine. It's got the student body. That's the overall time traveling organization. That's the
That's the name.
back or forward.
Nice. All right. Who's next?
I think that's also mine. So all news, and I mean all news, comes from the school newspaper, the High Times.
Okay. And the other thing to remember as we're
You're
going
reading,
through
Diane.
and reading these is, oh yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm done.
Will, please finish what you were saying.
Oh, I was just going to say, as we're reading through these, if you hear something and you think, gosh, that's really very similar to the one that I have, then we can go ahead and combine those together and close one of them so there are less things to vote on.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and read mine. Starting with, there is a literal student body. Up to you how you interpret that.
I love that so much.
Also, sunglasses are rationed only to those deemed worthy of such an esteem and honor of the ancients.
Why, thank
And
you.
the adults... Why, I'll show you that sunglasses. And the adults of the town don't care what kids do so long as they get to remain oblivious to it all.
Well, that's not fictional at all.
No.
That's true of real life.
What do you mean?
What?
All right.
So I went with Yeah, I went with sort of like a cultural things where maybe it's very low resource, so everything needs to be recycled, absolutely everything. So any kind of form of litter or wastage is like totally uncool. So and that moves on to who was that? The next one.
Speaking of cool, in this reality, coolness is currency. Up to you how that changes, but also the events that we are traveling toward back in time have sort of impacted directly what the society's like, the societal structure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting. So, like, what if we succeed in our mission? We drastically change the future. That's fun.
Interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I realized that we hadn't named our high school, so I just said it's literally John Hughes High, because why not? It started. This all started with John Hughes Noir, so sure.
It's great.
Computers are evil. That's it. That's the culture. Yep.
Also a truth. Great. The school mascot.
Oh, that was me. I'd forgotten about that. Yes, the school mascot is actually a genetically spliced chimera.
Okay.
I have to clarify question here. Is it literally a genetically spliced chimera, or is it a person in a genetically spliced chimera costume?
I'm being absolutely literal here, as literal as I was with the student body.
Excellent.
I need the chimera.
And this is a bit random, but I thought maybe in our culture, pigs are super sacred. So if you've got a pig, you have to look after it. Yeah, it's very random.
I like it.
I added in the AV club as an Assassin's Guild, because in high school I always wondered what the AV club actually did, and that seemed just as plausible as any other explanation.
That one elicited some great comments in chat. I saw one person who said, I was in the AV club and can confirm.
Colin knows his
who had the-
audience.
Yeah.
In the future, we each represent different cliques that are different orders of society, and we're their champions, and that's why we've been sent back.
Okay. So now that we have this list, we can combine these items, and we're going to go through the collaboration phase of this step. We can combine these items for one of two reasons. Those reasons are, one, are they essentially the same? Are they very, very close to the same thing? And that can happen. And so we want to just get those combined down if possible. And then the other reason is the better reason, the more fun reason. If these two things are much more awesome together than they are apart, then we'll combine them. So what proposals do you all have? What do you think would go well together or should go together?
I think the AV club is an assassin guild and computers are evil. That might tie in well, because the sort of like the sort of techie kind of thing, sort of mysterious, frowned upon, shrouded.
Yeah.
like
Do
that.
the two creators
okay.
agree on that?
I am totally fine with that for mine. And Evan, that was yours, right? Computers are evil. Was yours?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
mine. Yeah, yep.
Let's do it.
Great. I'll take care of that.
I love the student body being the name of the organization we're from, and that the student body in the future is made up of these different champions from different facets of society who travel through time. I think those could be combined if we wanted. I was one of those, and I'd be fine with that.
So
The
the
first
student
and the
body
last one on
time
the
traveling
list.
organization. Yep. And the future, we represent different teenage cliques that are facets of society. Great. I like that. Let's see. I think Wild Engineer, you wrote one of those. What do you think?
Just check it out real quick. What were you just discussing?
The
So I was
student
talking
body.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Combining the idea of the student body being the name of the organization, but then also combining that with the last idea on the list, which was mine, that was the student body is made up of one representative from each clique of society.
Oh, that works.
Okay. I will combine those.
Can we combine?
I'm
Can we combine recycle everything low resources with sunglasses are rationed only those who are deemed worthy, as if they are made of some precious materials that we must jealously hoard?
I was actually going to
Yes.
suggest we combine recycle everything with coolness as currency, because if we're
Oh, that too.
recycling everything, then it
That
makes no
works too.
sense to waste resources on physical currency.
Yeah.
Right?
Can we combine those
Coolness is the
three?
only thing that's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
smash
You
them
could,
together.
if everybody agrees.
Sunglasses are
combine.
cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
they are cool, says Colin. The guy with the
If you
sunglasses.
have one of those rotating sunglasses
They're
stands,
prescription.
you are a billionaire. I was also going to suggest we combine the where was it? With all news being from the school newspaper, and the adults liking to remain oblivious, it works well together because the adults only know what the students tell them, and the students only tell the adults what we want them to know to remain oblivious.
I like that.
If you're down with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Why would adults read a high school paper?
I'm sorry, I was typing the other one. Can you help me with that one? What was it?
Combining that all news comes from the school newspaper,
Got it.
which in effect means that the students are in control of what the adults know, which works for the adults because they remain oblivious all the time.
It's so
if
hilarious
you
to
were-
me that the adults would find out what's happening in the school, not by talking to the kids or the high schoolers, but by reading the newspaper they publish. That's really funny to me, and I love it.
So if you were like a high school journalist with sunglasses, you're gonna be like a god
Wow.
wandering
Yeah.
around, aren't you? Oh no, what have we created?
Oh shit! There goes the neighborhood.
I'm hot on this case. See, hot on this case. I told you.
I'm just
Any
imagining
other
a kid
combinations
riding
that
past. I'm sorry, I'm just imagining a kid riding past the neighborhood, handing out newspapers like extra, extra, read all about it. Not you, mom.
You don't get to know, Mom. I think that's pretty good. I want to know what to do with there is a literal student body because I want so desperately for that to be true. I'm trying to
Yeah.
combine that.
too.
We'll figure it out if it's true.
A part of me feels like the AV Club part also fits with the student body.
It's part of me that thinks that the genetically spliced chimera fits with the student body.
That is a
Don't
good
know how.
We created the student
Okay.
body from scratch.
Yeah, no, you know what? What if the literal student body? Okay, I'm going to be combining my own ideas here, but I want input from everyone else if this is okay. What if the literal student body is essentially every year they take the genetics of every student, smash them all into one, and that's the mascot
no.
for that year?
That's horrific. It's terrifying.
That's right. We're sponsored by Cult Divinity Lost. Tune in
See, I
on
was-
Wednesday nights.
I was thinking innocently. I was thinking like like in Community, the human being, the most bland
it's got-
thing ever.
Oh, it's got your eyes.
The human being. I forgot about the human being.
I was trying to veer away from the notions of anything horrific.
Oh, don't
Yeah,
worry.
okay. I'll take the fall for
Take
that
it.
one.
So do we want to combine those? The literal student body is the mascot that's combined from everyone everywhere?
Yeah. Why
Come
not?
on, why
Yeah?
not?
All right, sure, let's do it. If that's okay with everyone. Well, engineer?
Well, as long as it's got like at least 50% pig DNA as well, because they're sacred.
I mean, it feels like an unholy abomination for something that's sacred.
If pigs are
You don't have to
sacred, why
combine it
would
with-
you combine? Yeah, no.
No, yeah, keep them pure. Keep them pure. Keep the pigs pure.
Chimera's first words are going to be, "Kill me!"
Oh no, it's
Okay.
gonna be like Alien 4.
All right. This looks like a list to me. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quite happy with that.
Okay. In that case, I think we can vote. Let's do 3 votes each. Let's find the ones that we really like the most. No timer for this, just do it. You're good.
Oh gosh, I need more than 3 votes. This is not fair.
I'm not surprised to see a particular person voting for sunglasses being rationed.
Everybody have their votes in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thumbs? Yeah, good.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it looks like what we ended up with is the student body time traveling organization in the future. We each represent different teenage cliques that are facets of society. We're their champions. Yay! I'm going to put a label on that so we can recognize it. There we go. And then sunglasses are rationed to those deemed worthy. Coolness is currency. Recycle everything. That is fun. Now, my next question is, if you had more votes, would you have voted for the next 2 items? Should we make the cutoff include items that had 2 votes, or do we stop here? What do you think?
The implications mean that we don't get a pig chimera, and I don't know if I can live with that reality. That's
Calling on this one.
If we have to go forward without the chimera, I'm gonna be very sad, but I'll live with it.
I say include him.
How about
I mean,
I'll mark them yellow, and
Yeah.
we'll say they'll make an appearance if they can conceivably do so. How's that sound?
okay.
sounds good.
Only
Okay.
only
So
if
do
the
we-
pig chimera makes sense.
That's a sentence that was just said.
You know, the
Please,
pig chimera
somebody
really
clip
just needs
that.
to serve the narrative.
I don't want to force it in there. It has to occur organically.
We'll only put the pig chimera high school mascot in if it doesn't break immersion.
Right. We don't want it to be contrived.
Oh boy. Okay, that's fair. Well, let's move on to the next section. I think we nailed cultures and organizations. So if we could scroll, yep, and see landmarks, and we can move on, and we'll do this again. We're going to go through landmarks. There's a pretty easy description for a landmark. If you could point to it on a street level map, it's probably a landmark. It could be just a small building. It could be a really large building. It could be a statue or a geographical landmark of some sort. It couldn't be a ring from Halo or something really enormous, right? So if it won't fit in your field of vision when you're 100 feet away, then it probably isn't a landmark, or maybe 100 meters. I don't know, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then also there's a typo, so that's fun too. Fix that. There we go. Landmarks.
We're having a land
So
party?
for
I like lank marks. I'm a lanky person. I want them to be lanky.
yeah, I just noticed that. I was like, oh, landmarks. That's fun. Any questions about landmarks? Oh, and does anyone want to spend a creation token on anything from cultures and organizations because you want to keep it super bad? Or you want to yes and it to make it just a little bit better or different?
Can you explain how many of these points do we get? Is it just the one?
Yeah, you
can
get
go-
3. Yeah, you
Or
get
three across the whole...
3 for the
Okay.
entire time. Yeah. And any that you have left over can be used to kind of improve your character and break ties when you're claiming people to be your character.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So landmarks could be buildings, and like our parks too big.
No, a park is fine. Park would be great. If everybody's good to move on to landmarks, then we can set a timer. I'm going to set...
I'm really digging the notion of the events we're traveling towards having had an impact that somehow shaped what's going on. So I actually want to spend one of my creation tokens on having that
Absolutely.
somehow be a part of it. Like somehow whatever events it is that we're traveling towards helped shape what society is right now.
Perfect.
Or at least what
I'm
our
going to just
society is.
drag
You know
my
what?
icon
I
onto that.
I actually want to spend a token as well to tack on to Dai's idea because it's something we'd mentioned earlier in the creation process and we lost it along the way, and I want to bring it back. That event we're moving toward, whatever it is at the high school prom. I want to tack that back in.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, because that was a really good chat. I really like that idea that we rolled with a little bit before.
Yeah, and then I kind of forgot about it for a bit, but yeah, I want to bring that back in.
Nice.
There we go. That one is in.
Awesome.
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else that you'd like to do with creation tokens at this time? And while you guys are entering ideas for landmarks, I will go and add a quick list that will have your current amount of creation tokens. I think, if I'm not mistaken, so we had Colin spent 1 and Dai spent 1. Is that right?
Yeah, so far I think that's it.
Great. Anything else on those? Cool. Let's do landmarks. I'm going to set the timer short for landmarks. So these can be proper names or they can be, just a concept or idea. And we'll, maybe if you come up with a proper name and somebody else has the concept, maybe they might combine, right? So just 3 ideas each and 1 minute. If you're ready, we'll go. Okay, go.
Isn't it fun? I'm just talking to chat right now. Isn't it fun watching all these ideas just pop up? It's just the wildest list.
We're going really fast. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I cheated and had
Sometimes
one as
I'll
soon as
type
Will
mine
mentioned.
before he says go. Yeah,
I did the same thing.
I'll type one,
I had
and
it
I'll
already
send
typed
it.
and just waited to click it.
And that's time. If you're still finishing typing, go ahead and finish typing. I'm going to finish these numbers really quick. And I think whoever is at the top can go ahead and read theirs. Who had
Like
the
materials and
museum?
engineering.
Sorry, that was me. Yep. Yeah. Museum of Material Science and Engineering. We recycle everything. So the science that's gone behind our recycling technology, it's all there. It's a wonderful day out.
Sounds great.
Also Pigland.
Someone said Pigland. Yes.
Pigland, a theme park for pigs.
Oh, no. Oh my god, no. Okay. I know we just ran out
I'm
of
so
time, but
sorry.
can I add one? Can I add one, please?
You
Don't
can
let
with
her-
a creation.
Don't let her do it.
Okay, I'll add with the creation point afterwards. I hope it's not. No, it's
Okay.
not on here. Okay, I'm gonna. I love this idea, and some of you are going to want to probably murder me for it.
Couldn't
All right.
dream of it.
We'll come back to it. Who's got the second one?
Yep, that was also me. The public pool. I think it's probably just one of those things where everyone hangs out at some point. You get to check out other people's with their cool sunglasses on. Who's got the coolest sunglasses? So yeah.
All right. And the fourth one was a diner. Who's got that?
That was me. There's got to be a diner where we all hang out, get burgers on Fridays, and if we're like skipping class or something, that's where you'll find us. None of the adults know because they don't know that we're even skipping class because we control the news.
All right. Who's
And then
next?
The next one's also mine because I figured I love banyan trees and they're huge and they're giant, so what better place to have a secret hideout for the AV Club with all their forbidden technology than in a giant nature maze, essentially. For those who don't know what a banyan tree is, it's basically a giant tree that spreads over huge areas over time with all its roots hanging down and getting into the ground. You can literally get lost in a single banyan tree. I've done it. It's amazing.
Cool.
All right, so I have the principal's office building. I'm thinking the principal's office is could be like an organization that's a rival to us. Maybe they're like trying to take over the school newspaper or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Right, the next one's also me. The Escher water slides. Literally, just if MC Escher designed water slides. There you go. It's in there.
Hellscape.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
But it's the most fun because you'll go into one water slide and you'll never come out the same end twice.
You'll never come out, period. You're trapped in the hellscape forever.
Keep going.
Legends say she's still sliding.
Infinity loop.
If you're really unlucky, that might be your fate. But we don't talk about Jolene.
Speaking of, inescapable fates, the malt shop is mine. But right away, like we're not even there yet. I know I want to combine that with the diner, So, and a repurposed quarry is mine for no good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
I love a good
had,
quarry.
Why not?
I did
Absolutely.
hang out in
Like a
quarries as a teenager. I totally hung out in quarries.
I
Same.
bet you
Yeah,
did.
same.
And I also hung out in abandoned carpet mills, which is why I put that on there. That is a true story. My city I grew up in had lots of abandoned carpet mills. It was the thing, and I hung out
Wow.
in all of them.
No. You know what my high school had was a bell tower on top of the school, which is the next one. And no one was ever allowed to go up there until their senior year.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if we decided, I don't think we actually ended up calling our school the Hughes High School or anything, but we've got a Hughes Memorial Park.
There'll be a Hughes thing in every section, I'm pretty sure now.
Probably.
I like how it's Hughes Memorial Park, but we went back in time, so in the past, John Hughes is already dead.
All right. Couple more left at the bottom.
Right, so I have Detention Runners Guild. I was thinking that could be like, like the local pool hall where the gang, the the town gang lives or hangs out.
Mm-hmm. Very
So
nice.
I put in the Museum of Childhood, which was a thing that when I was making a Monster of the Week setting a couple months ago, I combined those words because I thought they were funny, because I thought it sounded weird as hell. Museum of Childhood sounds creepy as hell. And then I keep hearing that is a real thing in multiple places in the world. There's one in London, and apparently I think there's one in Edinburgh too. There really are museums of childhood, which is just a hellscape name for an institution. And then I felt it wouldn't be right if we didn't have a statue of the first Chimera in front of the school that we all honor and venerate, of course.
Of course. All right. I heard one proposed combination for the sake of they will go well together, which I think was the diner and the malt shop. Do both groups or both creators agree?
It just makes sense to me.
Yeah, they combine perfectly.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then, if I may spend my creation token in advance, because if we've got Pigland, a huge section of Pigland is given over to the Sniffing Zoo, which is where you go in, lay down, and let the pigs sniff you, and whoever gets the most sniffs is, of course, the winner.
Yep. Sure. The winner gets a pair of sunglasses.
Yes!
I'll do another one. I'll do another combination. I think it was Anna in chat who said that a repurposed quarry could be a pretty dope public pool. And
Ooh.
I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that too. Yep. I had public pool. I'm happy. That's awesome.
I think these are both dyes, but I don't see why we can't put the Escher water slides in Pigland. It's a theme park after all.
Yeah.
Well,
Or the
Pigland
pool.
was not mine.
Oh, it wasn't?
Nope.
Oh, Evan had Pigland.
Pigland's mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to combine that.
We've got Pigland with the Sniffing Zoo and the Escher slides. Let's do it. Okay, someone go into Planet Coaster and make this.
What about
Dye, I
combining
think-
the museums?
Oh, yeah.
They could be wings.
Yeah.
2 wings of one museum.
The weirdest Smithsonian of all time. The material science and engineering and childhood. Is there a child labor issue in this world? Is that what
Maybe.
we're learning?
I thought the doctor is too incompetent and children have had to take over.
Do we agree to create the Museum of Material Science and Engineering and Childhood?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it fits. It just fits.
they just go together.
For this world, weirdly for this world, it does fit, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
A simple one I would say is I'd be happy to if I think Dye had the Memorial Park. If we want to move the statue of the first Chimera to the Hughes Memorial Park.
Yeah, that looks cool.
We could even call the first Chimera Hughes.
And it's canon.
Cannon. There it is.
Fire the cannon.
I'd like to think that Pigland also you could also have like pig yoga, where they sort of you can go in and they just like sort of like trot around on you.
It's the dirtiest.
I don't know if that's a real thing.
Yeah. It is now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that one.
Just pig
What's
yoga.
pig yoga, Will? Pig yoga?
Perhaps you've heard of it.
Yeah,
Perhaps
It's one of the
you
new-
participated.
As matter of factly.
it's one of the new yoga
Yeah,
positions. You do it
Yoga,
pig style.
exactly.
Okay.
Pig yoga.
Have you
Will.
tried
Pig
the-
yoga. Try to keep up. Pig yoga.
Have you tried the truffle ice cream? It's delicious.
Any other combinations for landmarks? This seems like a pretty strong list to me.
Sorry.
Ooh,
I guess
I
we
have
could-
one. Detention Monitors Guild, located in the bell tower on top of the school.
Love it.
Yeah, that works.
Where they can see everything.
Monitor
Got it.
indeed.
I actually want to suggest that the principal's office was built in a refurbished abandoned carpet mill, just to keep that kind of creepy vibe. Because like an abandoned carpet mill is creepy, and the principal's office is also creepy.
And I also I go for that because I like the idea that the adults get nothing in this world, so the principal's office is just in a shitty abandoned carpet mill.
It's also doubly creepy
Yeah, that
because
works.
if you fuck up, the principal sends you through the carpet mill. Wait, that got dark. Sorry.
Right? Well, maybe
Fitting your
carpets. Carpets are like a big, a huge part of the history of the town. So maybe the school was built around like an old carpet mill, some kind of like.
You're
Or,
literally.
or do you want to
describing
keep
my
it
hometown.
creepy? All right.
All right.
I'll move on. We'll move on.
How's this list look to everyone?
Like utter madness, and I love it.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely ridiculous, which means it's perfect for everything we do on this channel.
It's very on brand.
I like it. All right. 3 votes each. Let's see what rises to the top.
I mean, you know, of course. Oh, yeah.
I will die on this pigland hill. I'm just saying.
Pigland Stan.
Pigland is very popular already, as you'll notice.
We have a brand.
Yeah, if you're dying on this hill, you're not dying alone, Evan.
Does anyone ever feel like we're just sort of like veering off towards Phineas and Ferb or something like that? Maybe I've watched too many kids' cartoons.
Like, I don't know what that is, but I'm sure you're right.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for trusting me, Guy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, my votes were easy to do in the sense of.
Hey, yeah. Hey, Will.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Will Munn, creator of Arium.
What's
You're
up?
muted, but I'd like. I can already foresee myself using a creation token to save the Malt Shop Burger Shop. Just because I think it needs to be there.
Hell yeah.
That's fair.
Maybe I'm just hungry.
That is definitely
Why not
a
both?
thing. Okay. So you would like to save the Malt Shop Burger Shop. We can do that.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that moves
I
it right
also
over
wanted
here.
to.
Give that a green. Looks like we got Pigland, theme park for pigs.
I'm gonna use one
Because
for
of
the
course.
principal's office just to give us an adversary.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Absolutely. There we go. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I think we've
Do you think the Museum
we've
of
got a
Material
top
Science,
four.
Engineering, and Childhood has like an event space? Because that sounds like a great prom location to rent out.
That's absolutely a good place for a prom.
Yes. Yes.
Just updating your creation tokens really quick. Okay.
And
I think
and murder.
Yeah, I think we're good. So we have the Museum of Material Science, Engineering and Childhood, Pigland, Themeland for Park, or Theme Park for Pigs, with the Sniffing Zoo and the Escher Water Slides.
You're welcome.
And the principal's office building is the evil org we fight against in the abandoned carpet mill, and a diner where we get the burgers and the malts because we got stuff. All right. I like it. Any other creation tokens folks would like to spend at this time?
I'm going to spend one to save the Memorial Park because I just want it so badly to be true that there is a chimera named Hughes in this world. And this is a park dedicated to the Hughes chimera.
All right. It's happening.
A minor detail, perhaps, but an important one.
Please. I appreciate your sacrifice of the creation token because this is everything I dreamed of.
Okay.
Although I'm betraying how weird my dreams are, but there we are.
All right. Let's go ahead and scroll. Yeah, we did. So we're going to go on to people. This is a fun one. This is where you can come up with ideas for people who live in this Arium. They can be people who you will run into. They can be people who you might claim to become your character. They can be all sorts of people. The types of things that you can write on ideas for here include, it might just be someone's name, right? Maybe a name is descriptive enough. Pronouns, of course, quirks, descriptions, could be pretty much anything relating to people. And for this one, I'll give you a little bit longer because we need a little bit to work with here. And I'm also going to let you do as many as 4. We'll do 4 ideas each. In 2 minutes. Everyone ready?
Go, go,
Okay,
go.
Chat, we need ideas. I think the pig thing broke my brain. So chat, if you have ideas for people, put them out there.
Oh yeah, I'll type them in.
For sure. Oh yeah.
Okay, Phineas and Ferb.
There they are.
Someone said Lydia. Principal Doofenshmirtz.
Lydia, just Lydia.
Arcus.
Oh god, what are these
Arcades.
suggestions that we're getting?
Oh god, we're just going to get a bunch of other people's RPG characters, aren't we, damn it?
Psychotic school janitor. These are good. Someone says no Perry. How is there not a Perry? Perry the Pigapus. I don't know.
Perry the Pigapus.
Ron Stoppable. Oh boy. That's good.
Whoever wrote Milton Bacon Rind, you're a national treasure, and I love you.
Thanks, Colin. I love you too.
Got you, boo.
Gotcha.
Oh god.
Okay, our time is done. If you're still typing, finish what you're on. I've got a couple more from chat. I'm just going to go ahead and keep entering while you type whatever you're finishing. Harry the Pigapus. All right, it's happening.
Sorry, just looking at these names.
Too.
Where did we go wrong? All right.
Oh, right.
This is inspired. This
My
is so
brain
inspired.
is melting.
My face hurts.
I was trying to come up with a punny name for my last one, but I couldn't, so fuck it.
Okay, I think we're good. All right, that's quite a list. It's a good one. Since we got so many entries from chat, I'm just going to go down the list and read them. If we need to combine any of these, we absolutely can, for reasons of sameness or just all-around awesomeness. Starting at the top, we've got the Wise Janitor. We've got Tony Tantaleon. Did I say that right? Hot Recycle Guy who comes on Tuesdays. Buttons. Sentient Pig, not Sentiment Pig. Those are different. Mr.
Both awesome.
Mr. Meaties.
A
It's
failed
Mr. Meaties.
experiment
He's a
that won't
fan
die.
favorite.
Yeah. Vice Principal Bumblenut. We've got Sheriff Alice. We have Vapor, the entity, which send the student body on their missions. I like that.
Ooh, cool. I like that. That's cool.
Charlie Smith, just a really nice person. Max McMaxon, reporter on the beat. That one kid has notes on everybody. Who has notes on everybody. Perry the Pigabus. Governor Bacon Bits. Hard-boiled cop with only 2 weeks before retirement. Getting too old
Classic.
for this shit. Francis Minchin, adult. Chris P. Bacon.
Crispy bacon.
So many pork puns. Oh my god.
No.
The
Pigston
sacred.
Church
Of course,
Hill.
parents.
Ron Stoppable. We have Local Law, a slice short of a loaf. Georgina Leswine, pig yoga instructor. Milton Bacon Rind, owner of Pigland. Psych school janitor. Principal Doofenshmirtz. Arceus. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hughes number 171, they, them, the current Chimera. They don't last long. Oh no. The local goth who knows morbid things. Mm-hmm. Lydia.
We all know who that is.
Phineas and Ferb, and Principal Harry L. Stubenhauser. So we have a couple principals, I think. All right, let's talk about this. What do we need to combine?
I think
Do we need
Georgina
to combine any
Leswine
of them?
never goes anywhere
Okay.
without buttons, so maybe they're a pair.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking for Georgina.
That tracks.
Oh, there she is. Yeah. And
Sure. I
buttons.
Kind of want to make. Oh.
Hmm? Those combined. I have one.
Oh, buttons. Got it.
Buttons.
So
the,
some of these
support
are
pig.
just hilarious made up names like Chris P. Bacon or Charlie Smith. And so those
A ridiculous notion. Who would go by something?
I know.
Seriously.
I mean, we gotta have some element of reality here. But so those names
Yeah,
could be attributed to something else, right? So if we're talking about the goth kid who knows morbid things, we could combine that with the one kid who has notes on everybody,
I was
and
thinking
then
the
give
one
them
kid
a
who has
name
notes
like
on everybody
Lydia.
with. I was thinking the kid that has notes on everybody with the reporter, because that tracks pretty.
That too.
Yeah.
All those things could be one person, and just give them the name Lydia Charlie Smith
Lydia?
or something like that.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's
Sounds
a
good.
chimera.
Terrifying.
And it's the Chimera.
No, not the
God.
chimera. That's a chimera.
I think Mr.
Okay.
Meaties is a chimera, but it didn't go well.
Mr. Meaties.
Tell
Mr.
me
Meaties was an early
what
variant.
we're putting together with a local goth who knows morbid things, and I will type it out really quick. So we've got I heard a name, right? What's the name?
Sure. The name is Lydia Charlie Smith or Elsie Smith.
Yep.
Nice.
I put in Charlie, so I'm cool with
Yeah.
that.
That's cool. I don't know who put in Lydia, but and then they're not only the goth kid, they're the reporter and the kid who has notes on everybody. So they just know things. They're a font of information. Does that sound good to everyone?
Does anyone
I'm
have
gonna-
any complaints?
I'm gonna, for the first time, block that one because the goth. Because when I wrote in the reporter, I was thinking my own character moving forward, and Dai has the goth thing down already, so I can't quickly throw an eyeliner that fast. So I'm gonna go.
Oh,
I'm
come
gonna.
on.
I'm
I'd
gonna
love to
keep my
see you do
reporter.
it.
Keeping the reporter. What about the kid who has notes on everyone? Does that come into this, or do we leave that with the reporter?
I kind of want to say that the kid who has notes on everybody combines well with the reporter, but I don't think it works for the local goth.
Yeah.
Like,
That
I
is
think that would
totally
just be
fair.
putting too much power into one character. That's just too many concepts to handle all at once. I want it, but I think it wouldn't work.
Okay. Looking for the reporter. Where is the reporter?
That's Max McMaxon.
Oh, got it.
Just getting into your character development here, Colin. What your name is as a character.
Kid
I'm
who
thinking ahead
has notes on everyone. Got it. Okay. I'm trying to go through and archive the ones that we aren't using anymore too. So be patient. If you see one of them I missed, let me know. Any other combinations we think would be good?
I think maybe the psychotic janitor, school janitor, could also be Tony Tantalion, the hot recycle guy.
Can we just take the psychotic school janitor, the wise school janitor, and make them all one with Tony Tantalion?
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely. I'm down
psychotic
with
school
that.
janitor came from chat, so I'm saying yes, we can do that.
Yeah.
Psychotic school janitor. There was another janitor. Where was that?
The very top.
Oh,
He may be
got it.
psychotic, but he's so wise.
Wise and psychotic
Wise and psychotic.
school janitor.
Maybe he's a werepig, you know? Like, he's not actually psychotic, just sometimes he goes into pig mode and can't control himself.
I just
Or
feel
he
like
has
everyone
tiny
out in
sickness.
Chatland right now is thinking like, I just wasn't expecting there'd be this many pigs in this game. I thought there'd be a few pigs. Not no pigs, but
We-
not
we
so
do have
many
a-
pigs.
Yeah, we've definitely met our pig quota. I think it's good.
Well, that sounds like a challenge, Will. Challenge
Oh,
accepted.
Oh, boy.
okay. Did we decide Mr. Meaties was Hughes? No, Mr. Meaties is another.
Mr. Meaties
Like-
is always his own thing.
Mr.
Got it,
Meaties was an
got it,
early
got it.
experiment that we don't really speak of.
Okay.
But I did have the idea because we have several school principals.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if we should have the notion of rotating school principals according to the whims of the children. Like maybe today they feel like
Sure.
the nice principal, and maybe the next day they'll be like, okay, but today we actually feel like learning, so let's bring in the academic principal. So there's like different principals that are all kept on standby. They're all sitting by their phones waiting for the call, like, am I coming in today? No, guess not.
So do we
Maybe
want to
they'll
make that
rush
one
it.
card the multiple principles? How do
Sorry, I
folks
didn't
feel
catch
about
that.
that? Do we want
Rotating-
to
Combine the
maybe
principles.
combine the principles into one card and say the rotating principles
like that?
and put their names?
Oh,
The card
yeah.
could just
Yeah.
even say current principal.
Also, I'm going to take a moment and say, hi, Draku, thank you for the raid.
Thanks,
Love
Jack.
you lots.
Ooh, thank you.
Hi,
Hello, Draco.
So yes, the proposal is combine the principals, and if I had Vice Principal Bumblenuts, and I'm totally fine with combining.
And any of the unassigned names, like Francis Minchin, can be pulled out as the next principal when one leaves.
Yeah.
Crispy Bacon.
Principal
Crispy
Crispy
Bacon.
Bacon. Exactly.
Doofenshmirtz, Stubenhauser, and Vice Principal Bumblenuts.
Harry as
Principal Arceus.
Steubenhauser. Steubenhauser was in fact mine, because of course it was. I kind of want to suggest, Colin, you said the vice principal was yours. I kind of want to suggest we have Vice Principal Bumblenuts there just as the fall guy.
That's kind of his whole job, is just to... Yeah, I kind of dig that.
Yeah, he's hired to be the fall guy for whenever something goes really fucking wrong.
All right, yeah. So the rotating cast of principals, I like that. That's good. Including Patsy principals, apparently.
Okay. I think there are multiple local law enforcement type people as well. Maybe we should look at those. We've got definitely Sheriff Alice. We have, well, I don't know if you want to, you've got local law, a slice short of a loaf. Was there another one?
Can I use a...
So that says local low, and I don't, not local law, it's local low, so I'm not sure what
it meant law. Sorry. That's a typo.
Oh, okay.
That
Would I
came
be
from
able to
chat.
use a...
That was my bad.
creation token as an anti-creation token to say no law enforcement?
Unfortunately, no. But if that is something you feel it needs to be in Lacuna, then we can readdress right now, and we'll take out all those things. But no, it wouldn't be a creation token. Creation tokens can't be used to take stuff away, only to add.
Oh, okay.
I'm perfectly happy to say, though, that we don't have law enforcement. Like, if you want to say no law enforcement, we can just say we don't have law enforcement because the kids take care of everything.
Easy enough.
Yeah, I'd like to say no law enforcement.
Let's do that. I will archive all of those.
Don't trust the AV Club.
Don't trust the AV.
God.
There's one thing we know for sure.
Okay.
What are they doing there all day?
We don't know. We can't find them.
Have you looked in the banyan tree?
I tried. Took me 2 weeks to get out.
You got caught
Any
on the
other
slide as
combinations
well.
we'd like to do on the people?
I mean, I don't know what Arceus is, but it's just a cool name, and it flies well with. I was thinking this is Vapor, the entity which sends the student body on their missions. I mean, sounds like some kind of.
I did Vapor,
supernatural
so I'd be
thing.
fine with that.
Arceus Vapor?
Yeah.
You're-
Yeah, I'd like
Arceus
that.
Vapor
That's
is
a
a
pretty cool
badass
name.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it is.
That's a future name.
That's a nice future.
I was Vapor, so I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. I don't know who Arceus was, but
That was chat. I got it. Okay, cool.
Other than that, I think we pretty much just have names left.
Mm-hmm.
seems it's just kind of a normal group of people.
Yeah,
Perfectly fine.
totally normal. Nothing unusual about them.
Nothing,
All right.
nothing
No
strange
theme
here.
here whatsoever.
Five votes each, folks.
Okay.
5?
5. Wow.
5.
All right.
Yep.
We're spoiled with votes right now. All right.
The thing
Mr.
about these
Meaties?
is, if they get voted high and no one picks that person as their character, then that is most likely going to be an NPC that shows up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The only reason that I'm not voting for Mr. Meaties is because that seems like Mitch's intellectual property. I don't want to infringe upon that.
I think Mitch is in chat right now. We could ask.
He might be.
Wants.
No, let's not. Let's just not vote for.
You know what? I'm all right with that. I spent an entire. Like,
We'd have
4
to
hours
get.
just
We'd
trying
have
to
to
kill
get him
my
on
friend.
cam to come in and play Mr. Meaties.
Oh God! Don't do that. We'll terrify everybody.
Uh-huh.
After what happened
Got
last
one
time,
more,
who
and I
knows
don't know
what
who it's going
this
to.
looks like now.
I'd feel like an absolute failure if I didn't vote for the hot recycle guy who's both insane and very wise.
If only to see Will NPC roleplay them.
Just this crazy, very smart thirst trap recycling guy.
Yeah, but why does Will have to be an NPC? Why can't one of you just play that?
Totally.
Because watching Will do it would be funnier?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like watching any of us do it would be hilarious. Especially because I know exactly what I'm adding with my creation token for that.
Burning all them tokens, man.
Okay, I'm going to start to reorder the list. Looks like most of our votes are probably in.
Yep, I'm all in.
Done. I'm done.
It was 5, right? If it's 5, then yes, I'm all in.
Yes, 5. Poor Hughes. All right. So I see 3 potential people who will be NPCs if not selected as characters when we get to that point. We've got Georgina LeSwine, of course, with the attendant buttons, as always. Tony Tantaleon.
Please use an Italian accent.
Oh, say it, Will. Say it. Say it.
Signore, he's Tony Tantaleone.
Yeah, exactly.
And Max McMaxon. Yes. All right. The next 3 probably, I don't know, it depends. We don't have very much time, so I doubt we'll get to see them all. However, they are great. The principals, of course, Elsie Smith, the local goth, and Arceus Vapor, who's sending the student body on their missions. Oh, and Crispy Bacon was below the fold. My bad. All right. Well, that's a great list. Any creation tokens to spend? If not, we move to goodies. You've got 1. What do you got, Dai?
I've got 1, and I'm going to spend it very, very wisely.
Okay.
Because both to avoid, basically for various reasons, I want to spend a creation token, and if everyone's okay with it, I basically want to change it so that Tony Tantaleone is not in fact psychotic or anything, just really has is a bit pig-touched, shall we say. So every now and then just has these bouts of just like such an intense connection with the divinity that is the pork that every now and then it's just like mid-conversation, Tony will just kind of go, oh, hang on,
I say again, not no pigs, but not quite so many pigs. But you know what, Dai? Go for it.
Okie dokie. Tony Tantaleone is pig-touched. There we go.
Excellent. I mostly wanted to do this because I do want to get rid of the psychotic descriptor.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Sorry.
Hey, no worries.
Grab that.
Plus, I find the idea of someone being pig-touched way too hilarious to not do it.
There we go. Okay.
All caps. Pig touch.
He's also very wise. I just like to point out.
Those are moments
There's
of
a lot of
advice
wisdom
when
in
he's
pigs.
touched by the pig.
Yeah. Okay, if that's it, we'll move to goodies. Goodies are narratively important items or things in our Arium. They could be a car. They could be a rock. They could be an adventurer's pack. But if they are a goodie, they are narratively relevant in some way. So it isn't just something that you carry around for the heck of it. And goodies, when we do character creation, can have associated boons and banes, same as a character. So keep that in mind. We won't do very long. I think we'll just do 1 minute for goodies. If everyone is ready, we can start. Chat, if you'd like to add any goodies, I can type them in for you.
Well, remind me, how many ideas do we each get?
3 or 4. 4 is fine. You can do 4.
Ooh, okay, great.
We did get one good one from chat. Oh, there's a couple more. Oh. Okay. Time's almost up. Finish what you're on. Okay. All right, that's time. It's a good little list. There's some winners here. Since we got a few from chat, I'll go ahead and read them like last time. We have neon-rimmed sunglasses, the coolest of the cool. We have a pig onesie, because everybody want to be pig. We have a tricycle, of course. A Ford Edsel that actually runs. We have fake pig noses. We have a piece of future technology to be determined. A set of golf clubs. A Tony Fan Club t-shirt. A novelty oversized hamburger from the malt shop. We have fake sunglasses made of cardboard and see-through foil. We have a bus pass. We have a sacrilegious hoard of bacon. We have a bag of pork rinds. Wow, okay. This is getting dark, you guys. Okay. Then we have a hall pass, a motorcycle, a hoverboard. We have the butcher's apron from the creation of Hughes.
Oh, God.
That came from chat. Thank you, chat. We have permission slip. I think that and hall pass are similar. We might talk about that. Souvenir keychain from the museum. A lucky hoof. And a Polaroid camera. Ooh, okay.
Oh, there's one
Do we
more
need to
at the
combine?
bottom.
There's one more.
Oh, is there?
At the bottom.
Oh, no. Foam hand pig trotter?
So it's like a cloven hoof, but a foam hand cloven hoof, essentially? Is that it?
Yeah, so
I didn't
like, you
put
know,
it.
hey,
Someone tell me.
have it. That was me. I stuck it on the end right there. Like at sports games, you can have like a foam hand, but it's a pig trotter. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. It's good. What do we have as far as combinations? What do you all want to combine? Which would be together because they're the same, or just because it's more awesome?
I feel like the bus pass, hall pass, and permission slip can all go together into just a sort of combined. I do what
Transit
I want.
pass.
Multi-pass? Would you call that a multi-pass?
Multi-pass.
I think I would call it a multi-pass. Yes.
Tony Cantillon multi-pass.
I was thinking we could be
Combine the
located in
bacon.
the suburb of Lulu, next to Dallas.
You combine the bacon and the pork rinds.
Yeah, I put the pork rinds, and someone put the bacon in immediately afterward. We were on the same wavelength.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
I would
That'd be
say,
so sacrilege.
I would say the foam hand pig trotter and the fake pig noses are a part of a pig costume, or they're too similar. You know,
And the onesie.
they're both artificial
Yeah.
pig parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a set. It's a full
And the
set.
onesie as well.
Yeah,
Does it fit with the onesie as well?
Yep,
It's
and with the
yeah,
onesie
it's
as
good
well.
with the onesie.
maybe.
It's
yeah.
what you wear
It's
when
the
you
pig
go to the
costume.
sports games, whatever sports it is that
Exactly.
we play.
I'm picturing it more as
Well,
like sacred vestments for Tony Pantaleone when he wants to be in touch with the pigs.
Oh god. I can't decide. I can't decide.
Let's see
Sports
what else.
outfit or sacred vestments? What's better?
Mm. I think that maybe the
So I've
maybe
got
the
Homemade Trotter
the t-shirts
and pig noses.
Yeah, that all goes together.
and the onesie
And
yeah.
the onesie.
And the
Yep.
onesie.
You know, I'll also say that when you think about it, a motorcycle and a tricycle
Yeah.
are only one
Yep.
wheel apart.
Yep. So
Think about it.
a tricycle.
Maybe it's one of those three-wheel motorcycles, right?
Also
Yeah,
known
yeah,
as
yeah.
a tricycle.
That's still called the tricycle. Yeah, that's still called the tricycle.
So, a three-wheeled motor tricycle
The Can-Am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
that we're
Yep.
going
Yep.
with.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Can we just
if
take the
we're-
wheels off it and make it hover?
Yeah, it's a hover
No,
trike.
then it's not a tricycle anymore. How are you gonna? No.
It still
It's a
has
hover trike.
3 hover things.
No.
I don't know.
Oh god. Yeah.
Guy, do you
whatever.
just want a
Do it.
motorcycle in this game?
No. Just my brain is breaking at the notion of calling it a tricycle but having it hover.
Oh, gotcha. It's just a question of
Just
using the right
so-
word.
My brain works in visuals, so when you say tricycle, I imagine it with wheels, and then you make it hover, and it's like, okay, but where are you getting the cycle from?
And why are there 3 wheels? And
The wheels
hovers.
are left on
redundant.
there because they're cool. Who knows? I don't know.
All right, leave the hoverboard alone. Hoverboards are cool in their own right.
Oh,
Fair enough.
a hover trike.
I also want to say, I want to combine, since we've got the sacrilegious hoard of bacon and pork rinds, why don't we combine that with the butcher's apron from the creation of Hughes?
Oof. Oh, that's
It's a whole
wrong,
lot
but
of
I love
taboo.
it. Yeah.
It's pretty dark. We can do it.
Yeah. It's got to have some darkness in this pork-filled
There-
world.
When you think about, like,
You know what?
yeah.
There's the murder we need to solve.
Who murdered the pig? Buttons!
The first-
Buttons! No! Who? Someone
Buttons,
murdered
pork
Buttons.
rinds now.
No, you're eating. No, oh.
See, Evan, don't worry. We can
My
easily
goodness.
stop it from happening.
We stopped the murder and of Buttons.
Evan, remember like an hour ago when you were like, I thought it would just be funny to toss in that pigs are sacred animals in this world, just as a gag and just see what happens.
Holy heck! Oh, did not expect it.
Okay. Did I miss any? Do we need to combine anything else?
Oh, can
Maybe the
piece
Polaroid
of
camera's future tech. Sorry,
Yeah,
carry
that's
on,
exactly what
Cole.
I was going to say. That is precisely what I was going to say, Evan. Yeah, the Polaroid camera's future tech. Yeah.
The Polaroid camera is future tech?
Yep, very advanced.
It's a futuristic Polaroid camera.
Yep, you don't have to shake it.
Nope.
Got
It's
it.
crazy. You never had to. do
Mind
that.
blowing.
We did it.
Mind blowing.
It's an exclamation point. All right. That one's
One
done.
last thing. I want us to combine the souvenir keychain with the lucky hoof. So
Yeah,
when I wrote lucky hoof,
is
I
a
wasn't.
lucky hoof.
Yeah,
that makes
exactly. I
perfect
wasn't thinking like an actual hoof. That would be way too sacrilegious. That would bring bad luck, misfortune for 20 years on your family or something. But, a little mock-up of a hoof. Like, yeah.
There's the real mystery: is
Okay.
why does the Museum of Materials Science and Engineering in Childhood have a pig hoof keychain? But those who know, they know. I mean, there's a good reason.
Hey, it's local. It's they're just going with the vibe, right?
Local flavor.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The local
local
zeitgeist.
Yes. Where on
Arceus
earth is that
Vapor would
keychain?
probably
Oh,
know.
they're right next to each other. Find it.
Arceus
Okay.
Vapor knows
Yeah, he
everything.
would.
He does.
Arceus Vapor knows for sure, but we'll only find out when the time comes.
Ah.
And we
So
won't know what the
mysterious.
time will be until we will have known it.
Okay.
We're
How are we
already
feeling
getting
about
into
this
time
list?
travel stuff.
I think that looks damn good.
All right, we vote. How many votes we get?
Give me a vote.
How many votes?
Five. Five votes.
Five.
Five
Okay.
votes.
5 votes. 5 votes.
Oh, remember that
All
you'll
right,
be able to
let's get
select
voting.
some of these or one of these for your character. Whatever has high votes that you don't select for your character will probably end up in my pocket.
I didn't write it, but I don't think Tony Fan Club shirt got nearly enough attention because I want Tony to have groupies.
That was mine. Hang on. How many have I voted for?
I think I'm
We're
on
getting 5 votes, was it?
3. 1, 2.
Done.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I gotta move one of mine. Ah! No.
Wait, are we combining the Butcher's Apron and the Sacrilegious Horde or not?
Oh, we never did.
Do we want to?
No.
I'll
leave
go
them
ahead and do
separate.
it right now if you want. Leave them separate?
I'd rather not. I think I'd rather have them separate.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's tricky. What's tricky?
I'm done voting.
1, 2, 3.
All set.
Yep. Done.
Just doing a little reordering here. Shouldn't take long. Oh, yeah. Okay, nice spread. All right. Here are our winners. Multipass, Tricycle, Motorized, the Butcher's Apron from the creation of Hughes. Good job, chat. Nice
Yes.
going. And a
Pretty
Tony
good.
Fan
Oh.
Club t-shirt. Those are our really serious items.
I'd like to spend a creation point
Okay.
on the foam hand pig trotter onesie pig nose set,
Yep.
please.
Good man.
Okay.
Good man.
You got it.
Thanks. I'm gonna wear that with pride.
Do it.
Gotta go.
Now
Gonna go
available
wild.
in the Encounter Roleplay merch store.
You're trying to tap into the same spirit
You do.
that Tony Pantaleone is doing, and you're just not getting there.
No, yeah, that's
Oh,
because
That's
you need
gold,
this
though,
pig
isn't it?
outfit.
Hey. Yeah.
I keep hearing his name
Many
as
of
Tony
these things could be,
Pantaleone,
are
which
merchandising opportunities.
Tony Tantaleone, huh? Yeah.
I keep hearing it
All
as
right,
Tony
it is.
Pantaleone in my head, which is turning into Tony Pantaloons, and Tony Pantaloons is a hilarious name. Popping around my brain now. Old Tony
That's what-
Pantaloons.
That's his nickname because, like, when he gives mass, he wears the pantaloons.
It's very large.
Yep.
It's part of the costume.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go on to selecting your characters and goodies, there's one other step I like to do, particularly when we stream the game. So if we can scroll over one more time, and there is a column for name. because if you're going to have a stream, you've got to have a name, right? So let's name this Arium that we've created together. We'll do 1 minute. We'll throw out as many names for this thing as we possibly can. I will take names from chat and enter them in, and then we'll vote, and we will have a name. Or we may combine a couple of them to create a name, but we're not going to do a combining exercise, so we'll just see what gets votes. So for 1 minute, all the names you can handle. Ready, go. It's a name of the stream. That was a question in the chat. What is the name of this Arium that we created, this world, this setting? Very good. Oh no.
To literally no one's surprised, they're all pig puns.
Wow.
That is time. There's a couple more coming in from chat. While they catch up with us, I'll just enter those really quick.
Just like going through chat and reading these. It's pretty great.
I adore everything that we've created at the same time as I'm horrified by all of it.
So many pigs. So many pigs.
One throwaway little gag of like, oh yeah, pigs are sacred, and later on, here we are looking at... I'm not going to read these names out. I will leave that to Will, because you have a fantastic
this is what happens.
voice, but...
I regret nothing.
All right.
The wildest thing is that
let's go through the names.
The pigs are sacred thing didn't even make the cut. Like that.
I would like to spend
a
a channel point.
And that's fine.
I'm going to spend a
That's good.
token on
on the pig, the original pig.
I'm making them sacred.
Yeah, pigs. I'm going to spend a token. Yeah.
I kind of feel like we've done that without you.
I just want to. Well, maybe I could save it then if it's taken on a life of its own, really, isn't it?
It's in.
We
Okay.
have to do a lot of stuff to make that not.
Yeah.
All right, here they are. These are our name proposals. We've got Good Times at Porkmont High. We have Stranger Pigs. We have Ankh Morpork from this world, I think. Crocus Latinus. We have, I think that was supposed to be Porcus Latinus. Charlotte's Ravine. Chimera and the Restless. Quid Porces. Marksville. Pigs in Space. And time. Los Chicarones. I probably butchered that. Sorry. I'm sorry, Spanish.
Amazing.
The Porcine Protectorate. Requiem for Buttons. Legends of the Pork. The Hog Wilds.
Say it, Will. Say it.
Come on, Will.
You can do
Song
it.
of Pork and Trotters.
Will.
Pigland Before Time. Pigland Before Time. Pig Touched. Divinity Original Pig. And Unrelated to Pigs. Let's vote, everybody. Oh my goodness. Let's vote for
unrelated to pigs. It's contrary.
Let's vote for 7. Vote for 7 that you love.
7.
My heart.
7. Oh, I'm
My poor
spoiled
heart.
for choice.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I laughed so hard I cried just now.
hitting him again.
It hurts.
And I mute myself.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, breathe.
Okay, I think I've got all of mine in. I've been laughing too hard to keep track, but, you know. I love that you lost it at one that I put in. I'm very proud of myself for that.
How dare you? No, it was perfect. It was great.
Oh, I'm done and I can't breathe and my face hurts. Oh.
Yeah, all of those.
Is everybody
This is
done?
your fault, Wilmon.
Yep, done.
You were the one who made the system.
Professional streamer.
Yeah. I apologize for nothing. All right, so it looks like our number one is Pig Touched. So we've got some threes. So I'm going to pull those up and just look at them really quickly.
I refuse to live in a world where more pork didn't get more votes.
I thought I would go through the rest of my life playing RPGs and never hear someone say the winner is Pig Touched, and yet here we are.
Yep, I think that has to be what it is. So Pig Touched, welcome everyone to the stream. Pig Touched, here we are. Okay.
I want a t-shirt. Oh dear.
Oh boy. Okay.
This, I want art.
Art would be very fun for this.
Oh, what's the Sistine Chapel with like the finger and like a trotter coming back?
The creation of Hughes.
Yeah, the creation of Hughes. Amazing.
Boy.
That's
I
so
hope
good.
somebody still wants to back the Kickstarter after this. Oh my goodness.
If this doesn't make
I mean,
You're
it's
already
totally
funded,
fun.
get out of here.
You're fine. We can't ruin it now.
No, it's good. It's great. It's great. It's great. We didn't ruin it.
If anything, we've just created an expansion.
Yeah.
Just make
exactly.
it about pigs.
Yeah. Arium : Pig Touched. It's perfect.
Stretch goal, pig touched.
Oh boy. Nobody told me
Okay.
wigs were warm.
Do we need a quick break or anything, or are we good to move to character selection and goodie selection?
I would not mind a short break just to compose
Same.
myself.
Same.
Yeah.
If that's all right.
I'm
Like
okay with
5
taking
minutes,
5
10
minutes.
Yeah, let's take 5.
Okay, well, everybody in
Alright.
stream, just be cool and get something to drink and go to the bathroom, and then we'll be back in. How about we'll be back right on the hour, because that's nice and round. We'll be back at 5 Eastern, and we'll get going. Cool. All right. See you in a bit.
And
Nice and
any
round,
pork
like a
products while
pig.
we're gone. We'll know.
Oh,
Okay, no threat.
hey everyone,
Hey.
back.
Huh.
Oh man. Friends around the chat screen, how are we all feeling? Everyone recover from all the pig talk? Yeah, good.
Feeling good.
Chat,
Yeah,
hope you're back
good.
too. Will, what's next? So we've created this world and this scenario. What do we do now?
Yeah. So now we're going to go through and let everybody select people that they would like to play. You can, of course, come up with a concept yourself if there wasn't one in people that you really thought would be a fun character for you. I think let's go through and have everybody just tell us what your intent is, which character or which person you would like to play. And if there aren't any conflicts, say two people want to play the same person, then we're good. If there are some conflicts, then we have a way to resolve that too. So let's go through the list. Let's start with Evan. We'll go counterclockwise.
Okay. So if there's someone that's not in the people list that I've got a concept, is that okay? So do I make that up, or do I have to pick someone from that list?
No, that's absolutely fine.
Okay. Okay.
So you've got someone.
I was thinking someone who's a little bit nerdy, into the material sciences. Recycling's a huge part. Absolute fan of Tony Tantalion. He's got the T-shirt, hands out flyers, telling people, "Yeah, come to the Porcine Prophets Mass tonight. Tony, he's going to talk to us all." Hand them out, get people in there, and it's a bit of a nerd, bit of a science nerd, but absolutely diehard fan of Tony.
Great. If you want, everybody should have a link to the character sheets that we're using for games, so you can go ahead and start plugging that in right now because there shouldn't be any conflict. So you can put your name and a little bit about your character, and then we'll get on to if you have any of these goodies when we get to that part. But let's go through characters first. So next,
Oh yeah, that could be crispy bacon. I might go with that because that's a name on the list.
Oh yeah, you could
Crispy
take
bacon.
that for sure. Crispy bacon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cheers, Flounder.
Okay, so crispy bacon then. I'm just going to
I thought about
move
being
that
Chris, but
over.
I'm going to let you have it, Evan.
Oh,
Because you came, because
you want it?
yeah, because
That's
you
nice.
made the pig thing happen.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay,
And
that's
if you're
fair.
gonna have
That's it.
someone if you're
All
going
right,
to have someone who
so-
joins the proselytizing, then crispy bacon is the way to go.
Yeah. I didn't.
Totally.
I wasn't totally sold on it because it's a bit of a joke name, and that's not me. That's not what I'm about. But I'll go with that. It's totally me. I'm sorry.
Just gonna say,
All right, let's move on through the list. So then we've got Justin. What is your preferred person to be your character, or do you want to make your own?
I was thinking, so I have a bunch of questions and thoughts in my head, and we don't have to dig into all this. So how long have we been back in time in this place? That we've established these personalities, right? So that's a question that I've got on my mind. Long enough for you to start a Tony Tantalion fan club, Evan. But so I'm not totally sure, but if we're all different cliques and Evan's sort of a nerdy sort of recycling fan, because I wore my T-shirt inside out today, I thought I would be just the kid who just doesn't quite fit in everywhere and smells a little different for whatever reason, and so nothing relatable for me or anything like that, but just an odd kid, an oddball kid. And let's see, I saw the name, my bro Draku said Kevin came up in chat, so I'm going to be Kevin.
Okay.
And
Is this
Kevin's last name is Bueller. What's that?
Justin, is this like if we're doing Breakfast Club casting, are you the Ali Sheedy character?
I'm very Ali Sheedy, yes.
Okay.
While Dai is more goth than I am, an Ali bordered on goth, I'm
true.
the Ali Sheedy who is kind of like a loner and kind of not very trendy or whatever. So, but his name is Kevin Bueller.
All right. We didn't have that name before. I went ahead and added it there under you, and you can start working on your a little bit more about your character's description and things in the character sheet form. And if you want to go ahead and just name the tab, I know it's kind of clunky, but go ahead and name the tab after either you or your character. I think the character name would be best, actually. That way they're easy to tell who's who, and you don't start working on someone else's sheet. Let's see. Next in the list is Colin.
Yeah, I was angling for Mac McMaxon, the incredibly stupid name I made up on the fly a while ago, but I did want to do I wanted to do the kid who takes his job for the school newspaper just much, much, much too seriously, and has some business cards printed up for himself, and is really, really just kind of more of a preppy kid. If we're going with Breakfast Club types here, more of a preppy kid, but really, really intense about the reporting, and gonna find out what happened to Buttons, hell or high water.
That's right. Okay. Max McMaxon then. And let's see. What about Wild Engineer? What do you have?
Yeah, I was thinking of taking the name Ron Stoppable. The all-around... Are you saying what kind of person they are right now, or just taking...
Oh, no, you don't have to. You can start to plug that into the character sheet once we just make sure nobody else wanted that name, but... yeah, that's good. If you want to talk about it a little bit, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think there would be the all-around sports guy. If there's a sports done in high school, they do it.
Perfect. And Di, what about you? I think we know, but tell us.
I appreciate that nobody has actually touched this one because, of course, I have to be Elsie Smith. I committed to this bit, y'all enabled me to do this bit, and now you've given me a character who is going to have probably 2 people out for my blood. Duh. So yes, the local goth who knows all the weird, morbid things, has read, like, every true crime thing, can tell you all about... this murderer disposed of bodies in such and such ways, and did you know that lime pits work really well, and all that sort of shit.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we don't have any conflicts. That's good. So I think we can safely move on and start talking about who might want what goodies, and we'll do it in reverse order this time. So we'll start with Di. Is there a particular goodie that would stand out as something that you feel Elsie Smith should have?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me have a quick look. I kind of want to take the hoverboard.
Okay.
Just because the hoverboard allows you to get around while looking like you don't give a shit about anything. You can just stand on it and just be disinterested and broody at the world.
Yep. Great. We'll earmark that one for you for the moment, unless somebody else also wants it. But let's go ahead and keep going. Wild Engineer, what goodie do you think that Ron Stoppable would potentially like to have?
Ron Stoppable would definitely want the neon rimmed sunglasses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, mark that. And moving on to Colin, what do you think that Max McMaxon would want? The Polaroid? Tell me
that's exactly what I was going to say. It's the Polaroid.
Okay.
Yep, it's totally the Polaroid.
Awesome. And Justin, for Kevin Bueller.
Kevin is nothing if not practical. So he has a multipass that he uses to get around unnoticed.
Very good. And back to Evan. What would Crispy Bacon have?
Crispy would definitely have the Tony Fan Club t-shirt, and that's worn underneath their pink corduroy dungarees. Strong look.
Super fly.
Very strong.
Really
Very
good.
strong. Okay. So,
Strong.
yep. I'm looking at the character sheet. It looks like some of those are going in really well. Where it says goodie name in the yellow sort of tan square or whatever, that's where you put the name of the goodie that you selected. We didn't have any conflicts, so that is great. And let's see.
Oh, I just realized I was doing this completely wrong. Just a moment.
And then I'm just going to mark a few of these to know, just to know that they have the most votes but weren't selected. So they may show up somehow, some way. Oof, the butcher apron. Yeah. Okay.
I'm only just
All
realizing
right.
that in this society, most likely pink is just a color of strength and power. It's gotta be.
Absolutely. Okay. So we're in character creation now, which is moving on into the rules and discover. So character creation starts with the concept, which we pulled our concepts all from our Arium that we created during Create. So you can put in a little bit more information about your character if you'd like, who they are, how they look, what defines their personality, pronouns, all that sort of thing. And once we have kind of the general idea of that, we need to log our goodie name in there as well. And then the very next thing we'll do is assign primary attributes. So there are some sample numbers in attributes on this sheet because I, by accident, forgot to delete them. So you start at 0, so those numbers aren't real at the moment, but all of the blue boxes get your attributes. So at this point, and I didn't do, there's a step that we can do that I didn't do because it'll just make us go way over and we don't have time to go over. So that was, you could potentially pick up more goodies, a person as like a companion or someone who is a contact or a location that might be your place type of thing with your creation tokens that are left over at this point. But we're going to skip that and we'll just say any leftover creation tokens that you have go to your primary attributes. So you get 10 points to spend plus however many leftover creation tokens you have. And I think for most of you that is 2 or 1, except you spent all of yours. So you just spend 10. So this goes between mind, spirit, body, and heart. You spend those 10 points plus whatever creation tokens you had left. And then that will automatically calculate the secondary attributes, which are your stamina, defense, awareness, social, willpower, offense, health, and resistance. So it's pretty quick because you really just have to set the 4.
Are we worrying about the goody boons and banes at the moment, Will?
We'll get to those. Yep.
Okay.
Just want to make sure and have the attributes together for now.
All right, yeah, I'm all set.
I gotta admit, having heart on there is just making me think of Captain Planet.
Yeah, save that for a different round of Arium, where you can just create a Captain
We could
Planet.
play Captain Planet. We could play Captain
I was
Planet.
gonna say, that's a
Great.
whole different chimera right there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right.
But I could see
If
how
we're
you
good-
could actually like have a planet with this. This is cool.
If we're good on attributes, then we can move on and work on boons and banes. So for your character, you've got personal boons and personal banes. Everyone is going to take 2 points of personal boons and 1 point of personal banes. The sheet isn't very good at denoting this, but the advantages that you can get for having a boon determine how many points they cost. There's only the column on the far right is 2 points. So the reroll ones option. So the different options you have for a boon are you get +2 extra dice. This is a D6 dice pool, right? So you're going to roll your attribute. In this case, if you had a 3 in something, you would get 2 extra dice. You'd roll 4. Your targets that you're looking for on dice when you roll them are 5s and 6s. Those are successes. So you're going to get, however many successes are if you get 5s or 6s. If you have advantage, 4s also hit and become a success. The last one is auto 6. So what that means is actually instead of anything else happening, say you have an attribute that you have a 3 in, you'll roll your 3 dice and you'll put down 1 extra dice that already has a 6 on it. That's beneficial because you can gain control in this game by rolling boxcars. So if you get 2 6s, then you gain control, which is similar to a critical, right? Except it's a little bit more narrative. You can get a complication if you roll snake eyes or 2 1s. And so that's why having the last one as re-rolling 1s means you'll pretty much never have a critical failure because you're always going to re-roll your 1s. And that's why that one costs 2 points instead of 1. So the rest of them all cost 1 point. So the other component of this is you have to name the thing, right? Because right now we've said you're going to have a boon, but what is that boon? And it should be narratively based on your character, right? So I'm not going to pick one of these folks. I will talk about, who am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about Tony Tantaleone. So Tony Tantaleone, hot recycle guy, comes by on Tuesdays, is also a wise school janitor and is pig-touched. So I'm going to actually say that he probably would have a personal bane of being pig-touched because that can mess with his interactions with people when he just goes into, pig voices or speaking in pig tongues, whatever it is that he's doing.
We call it the pig state.
The pig state, yes.
When he enters the pig state, yeah.
When he enters
Everyone
the
knows
pig
to
state.
Give him space. Give him space when he's in the pig state.
And
So that
that
would
he
probably be
was
his bane. Yeah. No. Yes. Pig Latin. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that would be his bane. And, you could decide whether you wanted him to have -2 dice, have disadvantage, which means that you only succeed on 6s, or get an auto 1 attributed to him, or have to re-roll. Oh wow! Or have to re-roll 6s. That's a 2-pointer though, so we won't have that because in this game, everyone gets 1 bane point and 2 boon points. So, something that's narratively relevant to your character, narratively relevant when we're playing the game. You can say, hey, this is the thing I want to do, and I think my boon applies, or my bane applies, or I might say that to you. But that's kind of how it works. Questions? I just rambled a lot.
Yeah, where do we write that? So on our character sheet, we've got personal boons. What is there a section that we actually write?
There's a blank space right underneath where it says personal boons, and you write what it is there. Yep.
Right. And do we tick any of those boxes, or we just leave those blank?
You can check. So you have 2 points to spend. You can check the one that is for 2, the one on the end, the reroll 1s, or you can check one of the other ones and add another boon.
Okay, got you. Cool.
Yeah.
Right, personal boon.
So, for example, I'm thinking of like, so we're choosing a trait, and then how that would give us an advantage or a disadvantage. Not to use the words advantage and disadvantage, but so let's say that for a personal boon, I'm going to say that Kevin is hard to notice because people overlook him. So I'll just put hard to notice, and I'm going to say that would be advantage. So I'd click the advantage box, and that spends one of my points.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, that says when I use that, it'll spend one of my points. Okay, cool.
So when you create this boon, it spends your point.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's just a creation mechanic, right, for the character. You can use that whenever you like in game.
So I'm going to do one for myself as an example here, because we established early on that Mac McMaxon has notes on everybody. So when it comes to basically digging up dirt on other people, having info on other people, use that as a boon and give him advantage on rolls related to that.
Yep, absolutely.
I think you go for it.
All right. I was going to say, I'm going to add to one of my personal boons is going to be goths do weird things. Just as the rule of, you see a goth, you expect weird shit to happen. So whenever LC does weird things, it doesn't get noticed that much.
Yep, that's perfect.
And then my personal bane is just too broody.
Yeah, I love that one. It's great.
I think crispy bacon. Right. Okay.
Go ahead.
Crispy Bacon is a huge science nerd, so anything related to sciences, they probably have quite a deep understanding. They'll totally nerd out and sort of like be able to solve scientific kind of like problems.
Then you just need to check what it does for them.
Okay, I'd say advantage. Is that right?
Okay. Yep.
And a personal bane is they're a bit chonky. They spend a lot of time sort of like just studying, so not very fit. Anything that has to do with cardio is going to be a personal bane.
Yeah. You could call it, no, not cardio.
Yeah. No, not cardio.
That's my personal bane.
I'm going to take personal bane for Max, that he's just, like I said, he takes himself a little too seriously. He's a kid with business cards. I'm going to say he's a little socially stupid and doesn't necessarily know how to person all the time, and is just way too intense and not a people person, really. So I'm going to take that as, I'm going to call it not a people person for his personal bane. And
that's great.
And I'll take that as a auto one. Seems mighty harsh, doesn't it? I'll do it as a -2D to his dice pool.
Oof. Which means in some cases you have a social of 2, you wouldn't roll any dice.
And I do in fact have a social of 2. I didn't think that through. Maybe a disadvantage is a better idea then. Okay.
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 So, I guess for Ron, I was going to go with personal boons, since they're the overall encouraging type. Just, especially when it comes to athletic stuff, I want everyone to just do their best, whatever that is. So their first boon would be a pep talk, which would give them advantage.
Yeah.
The second personal boon would be sports move. Like they know whichever sport relates to whatever move they need to make, they know how to do that, are fit for that. I would give them an auto 6. But their personal bane is calorie burn. Since they're always active, they get really hungry a lot of times and get distracted, so they get disadvantage.
I love it. Those are great.
I like that.
It's terrific.
I love a character.
I'll bring up my other two. I mentioned my first one, the hard to notice thing. My other boon I've called attuned. So kind of is good at picking up anything that's unusual or out of place, or I mean, you know, my spirit is way up there, and I know we're like not exactly in a magic world here, but anything that's kind of like weird, he'll notice. And then personal banes is I had kind of had the same thing that Colin had going about just being weird and antisocial, but I didn't want both of us to have that, so I changed it to sensitive. And that just means that any sort of physical trial or pain or damage he takes is going to be worse. So I put just a -2 dice on that one, just in case, you know, he gets hurt or something like that. It won't go great for him. He's a soft boy.
Big soft boy.
Like me!
All right.
So cute, though. This is annoying because for my own personal bane, the other one I was thinking is I'm going to go with something like it tells too many unsettling stories.
Oh, that's fun.
But that's also in the whole... Well, I'm worried that
we're all weirdos. Is that the problem?
Yeah. The thing is,
Di, what do you have as your boons?
My boons are... Hang on, where was it? Let me get to the right tab. My boons are Goths do weird things, and I haven't selected the second one yet. I almost want to say that unsettling stories could be both the bane and the boon. Like, depending on who I'm talking to, maybe they like hearing about weird, unsettling shit, or maybe
I think that she uses them so well that is a boon. Like, she can put people off.
Yeah, use them offensively, maybe, right? A little bit. Wow, that was punny. But anyway.
Yeah, no, but if you're fine with it, I'm going to put that as both the bane and the boon, because depending on the situation, it could go really well or it can backfire horribly.
Yeah, I think that's great.
I'm going to add one for him as a reporter on the beat. I'm calling it perceptive. He just picks up on stuff easily. He notices small details, and I'm making that an auto 6.
Perfect.
I added my second boon. It was quite funny. Justin, I'd already written it down. It was soft boy, so very non-threatening. I've got like, you know, got a little bit of the chonk going on. Got my pink corduroy dungarees. So extremely non-threatening, but so quite approachable. We you know, on Zootopia, the tiger that's behind and who works in the police department, who's behind there.
I do believe it's a jaguar.
Oh, it's a jaguar.
Yeah.
Sir,
I don't know. He's got leopard.
Yeah, he's like a yeah. So that kind of vibe. So hopefully, so with just trying to win people over or get information out of them, they come across as very non-threatening, approachable.
Yeah, that's great.
I've gone with reroll ones for that.
Did we go through everybody's? I think we might have.
Two boons and a bane. Yeah, I think I'm set.
Okay. Now we just need to do. So I'm gonna. You can have. Let's do one. Let's just do one boon for your goodie. So also write another boon. What does this goodie do for you? How does it work? And then give it a benefit. No Banes on the goodie.
Just a T-shirt.
I'm just saying that my hoverboard
But it
is an
does
all-terrain
something for you.
vehicle.
What happens when you wear that T-shirt? Does it's got to have a positive effect somehow.
Empowers me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I
Does it make you
feel
pig-touched?
close to. I mean, it's very close to. I think it probably gives me
Nearly
confidence.
in the pig state.
Yeah, it's nearly the pig state. Super confident when I'm wearing the T-shirt.
Nearly the pig state. Nearly.
Nearly the
Few
pig
have
state.
experienced the pig state.
I mean, you're
that's
not
it.
Tony.
That's exact.
Yeah.
I
That's why
wish.
he's the porcine prophet. Right?
You can dream.
We shouldn't all aspire to porcavana.
Pork Nava. What did you?
No, I said
Porcvana.
porcavana.
Pork
I should have said
Vada, yeah.
pigvana. So, whatever.
Pavada.
Di, I think you had one
Okay.
too, right, Sarah?
Oh yeah, no, just for my hoverboard. It's an all-terrain vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Simple.
Checks out.
I have my
So that
movie
would be a
pass.
good name for the boon, all-terrain vehicle, and then pick its benefit, and you're good. We'll help you get and
I have
go to places that other people can't.
My multipass has the trait "let me through," so I have an advantage on convincing people to let me go places. Past security guards and teachers and anyone who gets in my way.
Mm-hmm.
I think for
Wild, you had one?
the neon, for the neon sunglasses, I think it makes people pay attention and listen to me. So it gives me helps out with my socials.
Yep.
My Polaroid camera was specified as being future tech Polaroid camera, so I kind of want to give it X-ray vision as part of it, which call that auto 6 on basically up to a limited effect, but yeah, I love seeing through walls and stuff
Yeah.
with it and getting photos of things that are hidden.
Sounds great. You just have to wait for it to develop.
Yeah, it's very slow actually. Real pain in the ass, but what are you gonna do?
Oh god. No, I had a
No
terrible
shaking
idea, but I'm not gonna
required.
say it now. It's too late.
I love that though. I think it's great. Okay. And the Tony Fan Club shirt was confidence. Let me through. Alternate. Yep, I think we're done. All right. Well, congratulations. You have characters.
We have characters, we have a setting. I
Yep.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know how we quite arrived here, but I guess we created Pig Touched. What the hell?
I would love for us to just take a few minutes here. I know we probably don't have time today to play through Pig Touch. But maybe we can all go around. I'd love to, for those folks who sort of ended up here later, maybe we can just get a quick summary. And Will, you're welcome to do this if you want. We can just sort of add in things, but what kind of worlds we created. Now, for those of you who are watching in chat and on the stream, know already within the Green Room chat, all of us are clamoring to play this world when we have time. So this might not be the last you see of Pig Touched. We'll work on it. But perhaps we can go back over all of the things we created and the different steps of Arium and how we reached this reality. Is it a reality? A surreality?
It needs to be a reality.
Let's
Can I
chase.
add one thing to what Justin's saying? As we're going around, I want to say, because I love all these characters that everyone's come up with, if you can, I want to get just like a brief 30-second impression of your characters. I would love that.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that'd be great too. So let's do the recap first, and then we'll let's do a little bit of what in some systems is called a day in the life, where just on a typical day, what is your character doing, and you can give a little impression. That sound good?
Sure.
I like it.
Sounds great.
So we started with
up top?
Lacune.
Oh yeah.
Let's do a recap first, so I remember everything.
Yeah, let's trace our weird, strange journey that got us here.
Who wants to do it? I'm totally good for someone else to.
Oh, do it.
You guided us through this journey, so if you feel
He's
comfortable.
abandoning us.
Yeah, but
Pushing
Will's
us
trying
out
to find a
of
way to. Will's trying to find a way to disassociate himself from this as quickly as
He's
possible.
distancing
No.
himself.
I'm all over
He's-
this.
He's ditching us. He's totally ditching us.
I am all about big
Talking
touch.
about my ability.
I am all about big touch.
Clip it. I'm all about pig touched. Signed, Will Munn.
Let's take turns here. So I'll start because
Okay.
Lacune is pretty simple, and it's just that's sort of where we set up our lines and veils, things our safety tools, things we don't want included in this world, whether for content reasons or because we're just sick of playing people with swords and shields, or we hate dinosaurs, or whatever. And that was just a time for everybody to chime in and say, "Hey, no wizards and no misogyny. No wizards and no misogyny" should have been the name of this game. That would be a good one. And now somebody should do universal. So
Yeah, we're not playing
Who
wizards
wants?
and women haters up in here. I'll do.
that's right. That's
Uh,
next week's one shot.
I'll do that one. So Universal, this was where we were kind of doing really more genre type things, more types of stories we wanted to tell, and we had a hell of a lot of interesting stuff come up here. But we ended up with, after combining a few things together, I had proposed John Hughes high school drama, and someone else had proposed film noir, and why the hell not? We made that one thing. We also we have time travel, a Breakfast Club noir, John Hughes plus Detective Noir, and some themes of revolution. And if anything, I think we've led the porcine revolution today. I think this is a watershed moment in gaming, because no one thought it could have this many pigs, but we proved them all wrong.
In the future, when there's the question of how many pigs is too many pigs, we have answered the question. There is no such thing.
Never.
There is
There's
no
such
upper
thing as too many pigs.
The
Shall I
limit
take
does
big
not
picture?
exist.
Yeah, let's do Evan go big picture, and then Wild take culture and organizations.
Yeah, so big picture is exactly that. What is going to be the sort of main kind of like setting that we're going to be in? Like what? So we went with future kids sent back to fix an anomaly. We didn't really touch on that because we didn't get into the actual roleplay, the game style of it. There was also the murder of a missing person as part of the central conflict. So we were going to be kids solving this mystery. And we were doing it off camera before the game started. So we had this kind of idea where we would be sent from the future, would be sent back sort of like 24 hours before the school prom, because at the prom someone or something was murdered, and we had 24 hours to solve it. But we all had our own kind of journeys that we were going to also try and fix. Maybe we had some kind of like trauma at the prom that we were also going to try and fix in that 24 hours. So I think for Crispy Bacon, being that nerdy guy, I was gonna go and ask that girl out to dance, and I never got to. So that was what I was going to try and fix within those 24 hours while solving a murder. So that was the kind of theme, but it went a bit crazy from there, and I'm gonna pass over to whoever wants to take culture and organizations.
Yeah, Wild.
Yeah. Yeah, so for culture and organizations, that once we knew what our world and exactly what we wanted to do, and it that's where we figured out exactly what was important, and how this world kind of survived, or what was important to it, like what do we use for currencies, like what kind of organizations are a part of, just like in the title, like is this a clique thing? Are there groups? Is it just standard high school? So we ended up going with the student body, which is are essentially the overall time traveling organization for the future, and cliques were of what would be high school cliques would be the overall facets of society, and I guess since we're the champions, I guess we're probably like maybe the heads of it, or we figure that out later. Sunglasses would be because everything was recycled. The sunglasses are rare and given out to like cool people, and coolness was our currency. So the cooler you are, the better things were. I guess that's also where we figured out the high school prom and how we needed to fix what was going on there. And two other things that maybe come in, like things from the high school newspaper that could be important, or that's how the grown-ups would figure out what was going on. And our literal student body, who was our mascot.
Oh, the mascot. It's worth mentioning at this point, by the way, that this is where pigs are about to start coming in very highly, and before Dai takes over.
This is the pig point of no return.
This is the big part of the show, and it's worth mentioning that all the way back in Big Picture, Evan proposed that pigs were sacred in this world, and it got voted down, and yet somehow it came steaming back with a vengeance into this game.
You can't keep a good pig down.
You can't keep a good pig down.
We all loved the idea of the pigs, but then we ended up voting for, okay, well, let's do some more serious world building. But I guess that idea just lodged itself way too deep.
And on that note,
some pig.
On that note, Dai, tell us all about the landmarks we came up with.
Hey! Yeah, speaking of lodging itself in your brain, so the landmarks, obviously you gotta be able to navigate, you gotta be able to agree on what you can find in the world, what you can see, where you go, and, well, this is where things really went off the rails. Not that they were on rails to begin with, because look at this group, but this is where we got into really just everybody's weird mind. So the Museum of Material Science and Engineering and Childhood, because apparently all of those are the same thing, especially in a society that is apparently ruled over by hyper-competent children who hide the world from their oblivious parents. I'm basically thinking every high school anime ever. This is then, of course, where Pigland happened. So, a theme park for pigs with a sniffing zoo where you lay down and let the pigs sniff you, and whoever gets the most noses gets a pair of sunglasses or something. That was what we agreed. And there's also the Escher water slides that you may or may not end up actually getting to the end of. I gotta say also, like, during all this, we've had in several places we had the creation tokens used also to add ideas or to smash them together. So those, I think, are a really nice touch away for somebody to really just do that yes and part of the world building, which is honestly one of my favorite things in a collaborative world building game. The ability to just outright say, you know what, I like this, I want to add to it, I have the power to do it. So that's really, really a nice touch. And then, of course, yeah, the Hughes Memorial Park with a statue of the first Chimera, Hughes. Because if we're going to reference John Hughes, I think was the name. I keep forgetting that one's name. By God, we're going to mangle it in the worst way possible.
John Hughes is spinning in his grave.
Oh, yes.
Is it back to me now?
And yeah, I was going to say,
a malt
at
shop.
this point, yeah, we've got the malt shop. We've got the principal's office building because the adults don't get anything good, so it's a rundown carpet mill where the various rotating principals hang out until the kids decide they want that principal for the day. So we've built a very weird world here, and we've given it very weird locations to hang out in. And then it got even weirder with the people we put into it. And Justin, it only feels appropriate to hand this over to you.
Weird people for a weird world. I forgot about the rotating principles, and then you said it, and I just started laughing again. You've got people like Georgia LeSwine, who is a pig yoga instructor, and her pig Buttons, who is a sentient being. There's Arceus Vapor, who is the boss of our group or something. Mr. Meaties was involved for some reason, and almost made it into the game. But then, of course, we were blessed with the creation of Tony Tantiglione, someone with a good Italian accent. Say his name.
Tony Tantiglione.
No, he said a good Italian accent. A good Italian accent.
I need to do better ones.
The hot recycling guy. The hot recycling guy who comes by on Tuesdays. A lot of people forget that part. Who is
that is an important
also
part of the character. Yeah.
The wise school janitor who sometimes enters the pig state because he is titularly pig-touched. Colin, talk about
Tony,
the goodies.
I would love to. I just want to know, because this is pig touch, is Tony the secret BBEG of this game in the end? Like, I hate to break Evan's heart, but I feel like maybe because
I think that's good. I like it.
Way back in the day, we talked about how there was going to be a murder, and then it was decided that the murder was going to be Buttons the pig. And I think Tony could take a real face heel turn throughout this game as he turns out to secretly
he's a psycho.
Because he has the secret stash of pork rinds and bacon. Because he's actually a murderer.
Yeah, because it was a psycho, wasn't he? He was a psycho.
Originally, we axed that, but we made that away. Different, but
let's bring it back.
No,
he was a murderer.
Save some mystery for the one shot. We convince everyone that
ruining it.
Yeah. No, that's canon. It's canon.
Goodies.
Yeah,
Colin,
this is going to be a stretch goal. This is a stretch goal.
Goodies. So we combined a few goodies here. We have a tricycle, which became a motor tricycle, not to name drop brands, but a Can-Am essentially, which was so nearly a tricycle, a hover tricycle, but it hurt Diane's brain, so I changed it, which I understand.
It offended her sensibilities.
Fair enough. The foam. Giving me the pig vapors. The foam pig hand trotter, the pig trotter. We figured that'd probably be a kind of. I think initially we talked about it as like a souvenir of sorts, maybe from the museum, or like from the local sports team, which we never came up with, but now it's in my head.
Those Hog
the
Wilds.
Hog Wild. Yep, the Hog Wilds.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very good. Fire the cannon. And then we combined that with pig noses and a pig onesie. And I don't know if this was ever really voted on, but my proposal for this was that this is the sacred vestments that Tony Tantiglione wears for his pig masses. And then after that, because Hughes refused to die despite all our best efforts, the butcher's apron from the creation of Hughes, the first genetic chimera, which we didn't really define this when we were talking about it before in the recap now, but our mascot is a chimera that's made from pig DNA and the DNA of everyone at the school smashed together. They don't live very long. They have a pretty short shelf life. And Hughes, the original Hughes, we'll never forget all the great service that the original Hughes did for our people. And that's why there's a statue of him somewhere. I don't know. Oh, I saved that. I did save that. There's a landmark memorial statue of the first Hughes at Hughes Memorial Park. Bless his heart. And that is our goodies.
I'll do names. What else could be said? You can just read the list right there on your screen. These are possible names for our story. And it's a work of art.
Good. Thank you, Chess.
I'll let you read through them. I will say that every
I can't
time
even.
I read a song of pork and trotters, start laughing again.
I'm very proud of
Yeah.
that one.
It's very good. It's good. Hey,
Divinity
so
original
that was
pig.
terrific. Arium is it's unique. It's not like any other system I've played, and I'm sure that that's intentional. And it was a super fun time to play with it. But we do have to get moving because I know that there are some things going on in space in just a few minutes.
True story.
In some sort of Klingon territory, something. So first, what I want to do is say, Will, what do people need to know about Arium and the Kickstarter, and where they can find out more?
Yeah, absolutely. So Arium is on Kickstarter right now. If you look it up, you'll find 2 entries for Arium, one where I fat-fingered launching the Kickstarter a week early, and then the real one. So
I was
make sure and go to the real one.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah. Yep, it's the one that has funding, and we're funded right now. So we funded in like 40 minutes, which was quite honestly just unbelievable, right? We really didn't. I'm going to get emotional on stream. I'm not going to do that. But we really didn't expect the outpouring of support that we got, and we're super happy about it. So very cool. We went in and we retooled, and we've added more stretch goals than we originally planned, but we've also been very thoughtful with them so that we know that there are things that we can deliver, and that's very important to us. So you can back the Kickstarter. It's on Kickstarter right now. You can find me pretty much anywhere as Adept Icarus. That's the name of the company. So you can find the website there, adepticarus.com. You can find Twitter, Facebook, all those things. And yeah, we still have quite a few stretch goals we're pushing toward. One of them is actually a 3rd core book for the game, which we call Arium Evolve. I just announced that the other day. And Arium Evolve gives you tools to kind of build on and continue in your creation process and the evolution of your game and story as you move on through multiple sessions. I think this is really good for not a one-shot, but maybe like a micro, right? Like 3-4 episodes. It's perfect, right? But Evolve gives you the tools to turn it into a real campaign. So
That's awesome. Super cool. It's a great system. Thanks for letting us play it. Let's all go around and everybody do a quick impersonation of your character because I know we wanted that. And then tell us who you are, where we can find you online, other things you have coming up. Let's start with Di. Hi, Di.
Hi, Justin. So I'm just going to start with the character. So a future goth who doesn't quite understand what goth is, but just knows that it's about being broody and mysterious. Yeah, you just kind of gotta. Oh, that's my loud chair. I hate that loud chair. But yeah, you just kind of gotta lean into it and just kind of stare at people, and you just. So you want to hear about that one time when me and Julia over there and Andrew and we did pig vapors? And then we went into the slides, and I think we found Jolene. Yeah, we found Jolene, all right. But you don't want to know what state Jolene was in. Oh, boy. Jolene's been sliding around there for 17 years. And do you know what that does to a person? We talked to Jolene. You don't want to know what Jolene said to us, but I'll tell you. I'll tell you if you really want to know. You want to get
That
freaked
smile of yours, Diane, is cold water down my
Disturbing.
spine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what I was going for. But yeah, that's
Di,
the kind of character.
where can we find you online?
But yeah, as for where you can find me, you can occasionally find me on Encounter Roleplay. I pop up here from time to time, and sometimes I will pop up for longer. We're gonna be casting for a new season pretty soon, I think, probably. I mean, we're nearing the end of this one, so I hope we're casting soon. Otherwise, we're gonna maybe not. That would be weird. But yeah, You can find me here. Next Thursday, actually, I'm going to be joining a Shadowrun campaign over on the Lawful Geek channel, which is going to be my first time playing Shadowrun ever, and I'm still mildly confused by the system, but it sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm building together a character who is basically someone who's too lazy to snipe, so they get drones to do it for them from a distance.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
Awesome.
fun, and that's that. And yeah, obviously, I'm also Balrock1911 everywhere, Twitter and Twitch. Although my Twitch hasn't been active, but will probably be soon.
Cool. Evan, how about you? Tell us who you are, where we can find you if you want to do your impression of Crispy Bacon. Now is the time to do it.
Hey, how you doing? I am Black and Blue from Georgina's last pig yoga session. Those little trotters, they just got into my back. I feel great though. But we're gonna do some long carbon strain experiments later because we've got this new recipe and we're gonna make some recycling magic. But yeah, here's a flyer. Come see Tony. He's giving mass tonight, and he's going to be great. He's a wonderful guy. Please come along. He's the prophet. Yeah, that's Crispy Bacon. He's a good boy. He's a big soft boy. And I'm Evan. I'm Maori nerd on Twitch and Twitter. I stream infrequently, a bit of homebrew D&D. I'm in love with the Free League kind of role-playing game, so Tales from the Loop, Things from the Flood. I want to get into some Alien RPG. And I've been asked to come on and kind of roleplay a couple of times now. I don't know why. I ruin games. But I'd like to say thank you to Encounter Roleplay and to Will for letting me come on the show. I've had a lot of fun playing with all of you people and with you chat. So thanks very much.
Thanks, Evan. It was great having you here. You do not ruin things. You make recycling magic. Wild Engineer, tell everyone about who you are, where we can find you, and introduce us to your jock.
Yeah. Well, I guess first I'll start with the Ron Unstoppable, the lovable jock. It's more like when talking to Ron Swanson or Ron Unstoppable, you'll be like, he's let's see, how did he talk? He'll be like, "Hey, sport, you can do it, you can make it, but you know what? Even if you can't, you tried your best, and that's what really matters." Yeah. So I'm Wild Engineer. You can find me at Wild Engineer on Twitter on Tuesdays. You can, I am on here on Encounter Roleplay playing some Cthulhu Dark. It's a very fun time. And starting next week, I will be on Open for Adventure, where we'll be starting D&D, playing some Uncaged. So yeah, that should be fun. All right, so that's where y'all can find me.
Awesome. Thank you. My buddy, the man of the sunglasses, Colin. You know the routine. Who are you? Where can we find you?
I think it's quite obvious at this point. I'm obviously Mac McMaxon, reporter on the beat. You see, everyone thinks that Tony Tantaleone is something fucking special. Well, let me tell you what. I was paying very close attention to him just the other day. Crumbs on his jacket. You might have thought it was toast. Oh no, my friend. Pork rinds. Pork rinds indeed. The lad's working on it right now, but I'm about to crack this case. Just you wait. I'm about to blow it wide open. Anyway, hi, I'm Colin at Colonomicon. Everywhere, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, all that crap. And you can see me tomorrow night at 9 o'clock here on Encounter Roleplay, Wild and Chaotic, where I play a pirate captain. Monday nights on Kobold Press, where I play a very depressed bard. He wasn't always depressed, but then along came Lydia. That is 8 o'clock on Kobold Press Twitch, and Wednesday nights here on Encounter Roleplay, where I play Domhnall in Cult Divinity Lost, in Cult I Am Pilgrim, and he's having a real bad time lately. But the fun one I'd like to announce is that on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, you can see me 8 o'clock on Kobold Press, where I'm going to be GMing a special one-shot dungeon crawl with Evan, actually, in there. I'm calling this One Last Crawl. We're going to have a gang of washed-up adventurers coming back together for one last ride, and I'm sure they'll all survive till the end, and it'll be fun.
That sounds
So
boring.
see,
I don't want them to survive. Can't you kill some of them?
Wink, wink, wink.
Oh.
Yeah,
I wasn't catching on.
I'm very subtle. Yeah.
I'm Doc Rimbo. I'm Doc Rimbo on Twitter and on the Encounter Roleplay Discord, which you should all be clicking that link that's about to pop up in chat and come hang out with us. It's a fun, thirsty, crazy place to spend your internet times. Before I talk about my character, I want to say one more thanks to Will and everyone at Adept Icarus for coming on and running us through this. It was a blast. Other thanks to our sponsors, Helmgast and Modifius. Modifius makes Star Trek adventures, including the whole Klingon little edition that you're going to be seeing in just a few minutes as we toss over to Sword of Kales and find out what they're up to over there. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for sticking around. We appreciate it. Be sure to like with a little thumbs up. Give us a nice, friendly comment. Subscribe. That would be terrific. I'm Doc Rimbo. I'm Doc Rimbo on Twitter. I'm Doc Rimbo here. You can find me this coming Tuesday on the Twitch channel Final Show Films. I'm going to be taking part in their bi-weekly one-shots for people who are bi. And so it's me, and I'm dragging some ERP people with me to play some Dungeons & Dragons, which is going to be fun and silly. And so you can come check us out there. Also, we'll be back next week with our One Shot Wednesdays, and I'm going to be there as well doing a little worldwide wrestling for One Shot Wednesday next week. That's going to be a lot of fun too. And gosh, my character is Kevin, and Kevin would just be sort of like have his greasy hair hanging in front of his face, and he's going to say, "Hey, thanks everybody for watching this stream. We'll see you real soon. Stay tuned for Star Trek." Okay, bye. That's him. Bye, everybody. Thanks. See you next time.
I will be the last to fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see. I won't have your name to call. 'Cause I will be the last to fall.